Philip Daniels, Georgia. Keith Trailer, Central Oklahoma. Brian Robinson, Fresno State.
Alex Brown, University of Florida.
Brian Knight, Pittsburgh. Brian Urlacher, New Mexico.
Ward Coleman, Texas A&M.
R.W. McQuarters, Oklahoma State.
Mike Green, Northwestern State.
Michael Brown, Nebraska.
Jerry Azuma, New Hampshire.
Bear defense now facing a 2nd and 6, and Favre has his first pass of the game tipped by Alex Brown, beginning to come into his zone now. They really like him, second-year guy out of Florida, their 4th pick in last year's draft.
When the ball goes away, the end away from it has containment. So Brett Favre is going to fake one way and bootleg out the other way. Alex Brown has to get up the field. You see Alex Brown get up the field in containment, and as he contains, he gets in the lane to knock the ball down.
Cordell Stewart, Colorado.
Anthony Thomas, Michigan.
Stanley Pritchett, South Carolina.
Marty Booker, Northeast Louisiana. Doug White, Georgia Tech. Desmond Clark, Wake Forest.
Mike Gandy, Notre Dame.
Steve Edwards, UCF. Olin Kreutz, Washington.
Chris Valerio, UP.
Aaron Gibson, Wisconsin.
At the 25-yard line, Adrian Peterson is the running back here. And that's Peterson with the ball. And he picks up 4. Again, Anthony Thomas is the key guy, but they use Peterson, and Jerron likes to work in, as we've already seen. 3rd and a long 2 from the 33. The Bears seeking their initial first down of the game off a fake draw, buying Stewart time. And Stewart, as he did so often at Pittsburgh, he was slashed there for a while. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, picks up Chicago's initial first down.
Or catch a quarterback, it's that second level. He said where you need your speed is at that linebackers to control or go get that running quarterback.
And those mobile quarterbacks killed him. Mike Vick last year twice, even though they beat him once, and Dante Culpepper, another example. Screen set up for the A-train, and Thomas takes it up to the 41-yard line. And one of the reasons they went for Champaign last year.
He said the field, the weather, the outdoors, everything is a lot like Lambeau. He said he feels like he's playing a home game when he plays here.
Green is stopped in his tracks by Keith Trailer. Maryland, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. 3rd and 6 after the timeout, with Favre looking to set up the screen, but the Bears smell it perfectly. And Brian Urlacher is there to stop Green for no gain. 4th down.
Yeah, Philip Daniels was also there. He was a rusher, and these rushes are getting so good now that they start to rush the passer. Watch 93. He's going to start to rush the passer, and then when he feels, see, he's the outside guy here, and when he feels screen, you see him turn, and he gets between the quarterback and the guy who's going to catch the screen pass.
Sad to say, they have been the talk of the town, and I talked to Paris Hilton today, who was flown here to Chicago last night by Brian Urlacher. She's actually right here at the game tonight. She's sitting in his suite. Now, they both told me that they are sick and tired of all the media attention from their very young relationship, 1 week. She says that 95% of what's written about her is not true, but apparently this one is.
But the Bears have to think now, getting the first down. I think this is where you would like to have a dominant running back.
2nd and 10 to the outside they go, and that's caught by David Terrell. David Terrell was their #1 pick out of Michigan, and a kid that they hope can really emerge because he could make a distinct difference in this offense. Refurbishment of Soldier Field, and here we are as Brett Favre tries to spoil the night for the home folks and has it picked off along the sideline by Mike Green. And Mike Green will be out of bounds, but they do have possession. Green steps out of bounds up at about the 32-yard line.
You know, we talk about what the Bears have to do and what they didn't do last year and what they did 2 years ago. We're just seeing it right here. That's what they did 2 years ago. They would not only, make a play on defense, but then do something with it. You're going to see Mike Green here. You see he's playing man-to-man. He just gets a jump. I think Javon Walker got too close to the sideline. So Green was able to use the defense and the sideline. You see, he just pressed him right against the sideline. And if he's in the sideline or out of bounds.
Short drop, 3 steps. Ball caught on the outside, and that's Marty Booker, who is their primary receiver. Marty Booker. Great
play.
3rd and 6. They show a 5-man front in effect. And Stewart's going to take off, and Stewart picks up the first down. Left them a big gap on the right side, and Stewart takes a short drop back and then picks up a first down on the ground.
Yeah, and usually you run away from the blitz. We're talking about the blitz. Darren Sharper, number 42, was up, and he's on that side, and he blitzes, and you see the blitz right here, and Cordell Stewart runs right at the blitz. He lets them kind of invites both of them up the field, the rusher and the blitzer, and then goes inside of both of them. As he can get that ball in there, and he will throw some of those.
2nd and 8, another short drop, and then the pass is caught. Having to reach for behind was Dustin Lyman. He's a couple of yards shy of the first down after they give him the forward progress, and 3rd down upcoming. At 34 years of age, the youngest coordinator on either side of the ball in the league. Thomas to the short side, outside, reaching and trying to pick up the first down. It's going to be very close. You see the head linesman go right there to where the yellow line comes in. Baja Biamila makes the tackle.
If he's even, he's leaving.
He had a 72-yard interception return and 2 sacks on Monday night last year against the Bears as Thomas takes the ball back inside the 15-yard line, tackled there by Niall Diggs.
6 defensive backs, and they blitz again, and I don't think screens are what you need or short passes. I think you can go maximum protection, and I think you can work the ball up the field in the passing game. It's a little different thing we're going through right here. Edinger every time, isn't it?
Yeah. Strange style, but very effective.
It's going to do it ball.
From 31 yards away, it's like a screwball. Started down the middle, faded the other way, but it's 3 for Chicago.
You can go bootleg. Everything opens up for your offense.
Mike Sherman on the sidelines as his Packers on first down, and Green gets whacked with a flag down. Philip Daniels stops him in his tracks, pending the penalty.
Wall was play side. In fact, we're going to see Amon Green is going to start. Here's a slanting defensive lineman, and Amon Green's going to run into. You see, if you're going to cut back, you better make sure that guy's not there. Mike Wall was on play side. I mean, they started to the left, and he was holding on that side, and then he cut right back into Philip Daniels.
Our man is in the booth as the Bears have it at the 25-yard line. First down. Packers show blitz. Cordell Stewart flings it to the outside, and it is caught by Desmond Clark. So Belushi shows up, and the Bears are on the move.
Yes.
What do you, as a Chicago, what do you think of this place?
Stepped up. I mean, we could have been in Gary, Indiana this year. You know, I mean,
we were talking about this before. Someplace way out in the suburbs from the 36-yard line.
Yes.
And that is caught by David Terrell. Great weekend for you. You go to the Cubs yesterday.
Going one-on-one because there is some passing there to be had.
2nd down and 5 from the 40-yard line. Thomas moves to the outside. Thomas is going to get the first down. Chased by Barnett, but there's a flag down. There's a flag down. You may not, but let's see what the call is here.
that's a touchdown, Al.
Would have been. It would have been 60 yards. But you know what?
No.
But they have to give you something.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. No, that interception helped. That run was exciting, even though it was called back. It's possible now.
2nd and 13.
Come on.
Stewart's going to take off. Gets necktied by Niall Diggs as he comes close to picking up a first down. We tick down to the 2-minute warning.
And it's run. And you just bite your fingernails right through your glove.
His defense has given up 226 yards and 3 touchdowns in the half. Stewart now flings it over the middle. It's caught by Clark. And Clark takes the ball inside the 35 to the 31. Antoine Edwards makes the tackle. Chicago has all of its timeouts.
Yeah, this is pretty good here for the Bears at the end of the half because they had that long run, although it's called back. Here's Desmond Clark here running the end. And you see Cordell Stewart, just as he gets a step, he puts the ball on.
That was a 22-yard gain, and now the pass is caught by Marty Booker. Close to a first down in traffic.
This is what John Shoup said that he wanted. Just throw it to Marty and throw it to Desmond. Those are your only 2 reads.
The Hawk coming down from the north.
That's good, and that means that there's no humidity and it's good hitting weather. Tonight is good hitting weather.
38-yard field goal attempt for Edinger. And he has accounted for all of the Chicago scoring. That makes it 24-6 Green Bay.
The word Old Soldier Field bought tickets here, or how many Nouveau people are here. This has a little Nouveau feel to me.
At the 12-yard line now, Ahmad Merritt. Up past the 30-yard line, gets a block, but there's a flag down. And then finally Longwell gets involved in the tackle at the end, but it looked like Dustin Lyman, number 89, the tight end, Pro Bowl center, Olin Kreutz, second down and 12 from the 15-yard line. Stewart to the outside, finds the open man, and that's Des White making the catch, and that will move the chains.
This Packer defense really put the pressure on the Bear offense.
Thomas goes to the outside, gets around the corner, and finally gets taken down by the former Eagle, Al Harris, close to a first down. So Anthony Thomas, we talked about it before, had a great rookie year. Then last year the line was a mess, and his numbers really tailed off. Then he broke a finger. The question is Anthony Thomas a premier back or not?
Well, you know, he's not now. I mean, I think if he were a premier back, he would be in there all the time, and that's what they need. I mean, this thing where, you know, they have 3 backs playing by committee, that's not the way to do it. I mean, if Anthony Thomas is one, he has to stay in there every down.
He's only carried 6 times. Here goes 7, seeks the first down, gets it up at the 39-yard line.
Everything a running back has to do, I think, was the best it ever played.
Great shot punched up by Drew Essertoff there, and it speaks to the new stadiums as Stewart takes it up for a gain of 9. The boards in the new stadiums, Philadelphia comes to mind on this sparkling night. Chicago, the biggest offensive line in the league, the heaviest anyway, listed weight. Last week we saw Denver with the lightest. 3rd and 1, and Thomas to the short side of the field and has the first down before Niall Diggs stops him. First down, Chicago.
Almost the other guy.
Yeah. Driver had to play defensive back at the end of that play. 3rd down and 3. Here goes Green, and that's a nice play, but a flag comes in as Mike Green takes down Amon Green. But now, by accepting it, they give him another opportunity. Favre, 3rd and 15, and we'll see how it comes out. Here as Urlacher puts the heat on, and it's incomplete, and there's a flag down on this play as well.
The first 5 yards you can hit him, but you can't hold him.
So from 3rd and long to 1st and 10, and then Urlacher knocks Green down, and there's another flag at the 30-yard line. And this time it's against the Packers.
That's finally Brian Urlacher is going to make a play like the Brian Urlacher that we know. And when he got that shoulder on him, that was the end of Amon Green's running right there. I mean, he stood him up and put him right back. Now Dick Butkus will be proud. Not that he's Dick Butkus. He's a long way from Dick Butkus.
Crowd gets into it on 3rd down and 16. Far from the gun, little shovel pass, and right there is Alex Brown to knock down Amon Green. Smelled it out perfectly, and now the Packers will be forced to probably punt.
Well, as you say, he did smell that thing out perfectly, and again, he didn't go for Brett Favre. He just waited right there and came right down the line and got Amon Green. That's the way you play the shovel pass. You see, Brett Favre is trying to invite him to come to him, and he just waits there, stays in his lane, comes right down the line. So if you're going to take a shot at a fake, it wasn't a good down and distance. It wasn't a good distance to do it, but it was a pretty good situation.
3rd and 7, and that's caught for his first down by David Terrell. Let's see what John Shoup sends in on 2nd down and 9 from the 33-yard line. He's going to run the option again. Keeps it. A lot more success this time, and a first down up to the 50. I guess that's it looks like an option, but it's really not an option. It looks like his ball all the way.
Well, that one was. I mean, I think when, you know, one of the things you want to do is get Cordell Stewart to the edge. If you can get him to the edge on a bootleg, I like that better than this. But here you have a pulling lineman, and there's no option. This is just a quarterback run. It's a form of a quarterback sweep. And that makes a little more sense. But him coming down the line and option, and flipping it out to the wide receiver doesn't make sense.
And there is the man in waiting, Rex Grossman out of Florida. He was coached and recruited by Steve Spurrier until his last year. 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. Stewart in traffic, throws in traffic, and hits Desmond White in the Green Bay territory to about the 42-yard line and close to a first down. Get him loose. You're exactly right. It's a lot of dink and dunk stuff and almost no yardage after the catch. It's a fake pitch by Stewart. He's going to take off. He gets by Baja Biamila and then finally gets tripped up at the 26-yard line by Nick Barnett. Just got him on a shoelace.
And that's what Cordell Stewart has to do to get this offense going. He has to, do it with his feet. Just start to make things happen. And talking to Dick Duran last night, he said, he said when we got him, we knew that he could run, and we knew that he was fast, but he's even faster than we thought he was fast. One advantage the quarterback has in running is he has the ball in his hands, and you can do what he did to Baja Biamila. Just fake it right at him. They'll always jump.
Final minute of the period from the 27. Thomas fights his way to the 23. Tackled there by Gilbert.
Going to go to his left, and then he's going to spin, and he's going to spin one more time, and he has his back to the goalpost.
The whirling dervish bangs it through from 41 yards officially. 2 ticks left in the third. Then with the lights down, the introduction of the Chicago Bulls during a fabulous run, as Anthony Thomas almost launched a fabulous run of his own before he was tripped up by Hannibal Navies. Well, Monday night at the mic at halftime, so here for what it's worth, Van Cliburn lives.
I would think that a pianist would always be a rapper.
2nd and 1. And there goes Thomas, and Thomas is out in front, chased by Al Harris, and Thomas will go all the way to the end zone. Touchdown. 67 yards. So Thomas almost sprung one on the first play and then springs one here to get him right back in the game.
And that's what this team needed. That's what these fans needed. Again, 8 men in the box. You see Darren Sharper up there. And then Thomas just makes one cut, and then he's past their secondary. Closest guy is Al Harris, but it finally got him. That 8 in the box finally got him, because what it did is it got Darren Sharper up there, so you can see he's beyond Darren Sharper, and then Antoine Edwards was the only safety in the middle.
And Edinger makes it a 1-possession game with 12:36 remaining in regulation. If they win the game, if the Bears do, it will be the greatest comeback in their history. They're down by 8. Just 8. Chicago touchdown.
Yeah, if you look, we're talking about 8 in the box. Now watch Darren Sharper. He comes up here. Now Antoine Edwards has to get back. Now the good news is when you have 8 men up, you have the extra man line of scrimmage. The bad news is if you break through the 8 and you get right there, there's only one guy, and that was Antoine Edwards. So if you can break through that, and I think he's going to play a long time too, because there's nothing wrong with him. If he had bad knees or those kinds of things, I could see not. But the way he is, he's healthy. He has a strong arm. He loves to play, and he can
take a look at the rest in a second here. Stewart throws, and that's caught up at the 40-yard line. Last won a World Series title in 1917, and then of course primary honors
in an opening. I mean, these people came here to yell and scream and go crazy on opening night.
2nd and 10, and Des White makes the catch.
I don't know that there's ever been a quieter opening night in the history of opening nights. And that was too late, but the ruling was down by contact anyway, wasn't it?
Right. Here's Terrell, and he'll get out of bounds. Close to a first down. John, talking about the Bears, you know what I think has partially done them in? Carries 176 yards, 2 touchdowns, including the first ever in this new ballpark. And that's caught by Booker on a slant, and Marty reaches into the end zone. And did he have possession? Because there's no whistle yet, and Green Bay's Harris may have recovered. As he reached across, the question is, with no whistle, did he get in? And they're going to say no, he was down inside the 1. At least the side judge is saying it. And here comes the conference.
Well, some was just kind of a lead. They just tried to lead him on a sweep.
And on 2nd and goal, we do have a touchdown. Stewart on a sneak. And he's in for the Chicago TD.
This isn't a bad thing to do either. You know, you invite them and then you have a little delay. You see what he does? He just waits a little and he goes to the right. You know, you don't always take the quarterback sneak right up over the center. You'd like to go right or left, find a bubble, and he felt a little crease or bubble to his right side.
Edinger's extra point is good. And that makes the lead 15.
In and beating the Jets in New York.
2-1 are the Cowboys, and let's not forget the job John Fox is doing in Charlotte. Carolina's 3-0. Dump off Abdullah, and he takes it to the 44-yard line. You don't think, do you? And Stewart takes a timeout there last.
Defense.
You know what's interesting, John, is that you think about the Packers and their tradition, but when you got to coach, who would you say? I mean, you have Lombardi and Lambeau both.
I'd say Lombardi, without a doubt. Just boom, just like that, Lombardi.
From the 44. Stewart gets pushed out of bounds. But I look at it this way, though. Lambeau has the stadium name. The team only lost 1 game during the regular season and then romped through postseason, routing the Patriots in the Super Bowl. 2nd down and 4 now. Cordell throws. That's caught. 25-yard line. And Desmond Clark gets wrapped up. And again, they're out of timeouts. Rushing to the line of scrimmage. Stewart saying, let's get up there and I'll spike it.